Washington,
Title:
D.C. grid showing
FBI
anomaly.
rescued the president
I
asterisk.
see it. Cross-referencing
Opening
with
scene
known
dramatic
suspect
music,
manifests.
quick cuts. A motorcade speeds through the streets of Washington, D.C. Sirens wail. Black SUVs weave through traffic. Helicopters thunder overhead. Suddenly, an explosion. Chaos erupts. Pause. Narrator calm, intense tone. It was supposed to be just another routine day for the most powerful person in the world. But within seconds, everything changed.
Just activated.
This is the story of the day. The FBI had to rescue the president. Intro sequence. Narrator. Before we dive into the action, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because this story is one you don't want to miss. Section 1. The setup. Narrator. It began on a quiet Tuesday morning. The president's schedule was packed. Briefings, meetings, and a highly anticipated public appearance at a federal research facility just outside the city. Security was tight, as always. The Secret Service had swept the area. Local law enforcement was on standby. And the FBI, they were monitoring from the background, as they often do. But something wasn't right. Thousands of miles away, in a dimly lit apartment, a group of individuals sat in silence. Multiple screens flickered with surveillance feeds, encrypted messages, and maps of Washington, D.C. They weren't just watching. They were planning. Section 2. The threat emerges. Narrator. At approximately 9:42 a.m., the FBI's cyber division intercepted a strange signal. It wasn't random. It was intentional. Encrypted. Precise. Dangerous. A pattern began to form. Keywords like movement, target, and window kept appearing. Analysts worked quickly, piecing together fragments of communication. Within minutes, they realized the unthinkable. Someone was planning an attack on the president. And it was going to happen that day. Section 3. Race against time. Narrator. The clock was ticking. The FBI immediately contacted the Secret Service. Protocols were activated. The president's route was reviewed. Backup plans were considered. But there was a problem. They didn't know exactly where the attack would happen. Or how. Meanwhile, the president's motorcade had already departed. Scene motorcade footage style. Black vehicles moved in formation. Agents scanned rooftops, sidewalks, windows. Every detail mattered. Inside one of those vehicles, the president remained unaware of the looming danger. Section 4. The first strike. Narrator. At 10:07 a.m. it happened. A delivery truck, parked along the motorcade route, suddenly exploded. The blast rocked the street, debris flew through the air, windows shattered, smoke filled the sky. The lead vehicle swerved. Agents reacted instantly. Move, move, move. The motorcade accelerated, attempting to escape the blast zone. But this wasn't just a random explosion. It was a distraction. Section 5. The real plan. Narrator. While attention focused on the explosion, a second team moved into position. They had studied the route. They knew the timing. And they were ready. A group of armed attackers emerged from a nearby building. Their objective was clear: intercept the motorcade. Within seconds, gunfire erupted. Secret Service agents returned fire, shielding the president's vehicle. The situation had escalated into a full-scale ambush. Section 6. FBI SDPSN. Narrator. Back at FBI headquarters, chaos turned into coordination. Teams were deployed immediately. Tactical units, counterterrorism specialists, aerial support. Every available resource was mobilized. This was no longer just intelligence. This was war. Section 7. The escape plan. Narrator. The Secret Service made a critical decision. The original route was compromised. They needed an alternate extraction point. Vast. Using real-time intelligence provided by the FBI, a new plan was formed. A secure location, just a few miles away. But getting there wouldn't be easy. Seen a high-speed chase. The motorcade sped through narrow streets. Attackers pursued in stolen vehicles. Gunfire echoed through the city. Helicopters hovered overhead, tracking movement. FBI agents coordinated from above, relaying information to ground units. Turn left now. Block incoming vehicle. Stay en route, almost there. Every second counted. Section 8, close call. Narrator. As the motorcade approached a bridge, another threat appeared. A vehicle sped toward them from the opposite direction. Suspicious. Unpredictable. Dangerous. An FBI sniper, positioned on a nearby rooftop, made a split-second decision. One shot. The vehicle veered off course, crashing into the barrier. The path was clear. For now. Section 9, safe house. Narrator. At 10:32 a.m., the motorcade arrived at the designated secure location. A heavily fortified federal building. Agents quickly escorted the president inside. Doors locked. Perimeter secured. For the first time since the attack began, there was a moment of relief. But it wasn't over. Not yet. Section 10, the hunt begins. Narrator. While the president was safe, the attackers were still out there. And the FBI had one mission left. Find them. Using surveillance footage, intercepted communications, and witness reports, investigators began tracking the suspects. Piece by piece, the puzzle came together. Locations. Identities. Motives. It was all connected. Section 11, the raid. Narrator. By late afternoon, the FBI had identified the attackers' primary hideout. An abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. Tactical teams surrounded the building. Drones hovered above, providing live visuals. On my signal, the tension was unbearable. Then, go. Agents breached the building. Flashbangs exploded. Shouts echoed through the halls. FBI, don't move. Gunfire erupted once more. But this time, the FBI had the advantage. Within minutes, the suspects were apprehended. The threat was neutralized. Section 12, aftermath. Narrator. The city began to recover. Streets reopened. Investigations continued. And the president. Safe. Thanks to the swift actions of the FBI and the Secret Service, a catastrophic attack had been prevented. Lives were saved. A crisis was averted. Section 13, the bigger picture. Narrator. But this incident raised serious questions. How did the attackers get so close? What vulnerabilities were exploited? And could it happen again? The FBI launched a full-scale investigation, ensuring that lessons were learned. Because in a world full of uncertainty, one thing remains clear. Preparedness is everything. Section 14, final THOGHTS. Narrator. The story of the FBI rescuing the president isn't just about action and danger. It's about coordination, sacrifice, and the people who work behind the scenes to keep others safe. Every day, countless threats are stopped before they ever reach the headlines. And sometimes, just sometimes, we get a glimpse of how close we came to disaster. Outro. Narrator. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because you never know what story we'll uncover next. Stay safe. Fade out, dramatic music ends.